I think we might be live. We might be live. I think we are. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? I see everyone in the chat room. LB, Ramsey, Ben, Grime Editor. I like that name. I'm assuming you're a video editor. All right, so I think this is my first live stream of 2021 and my first one in a very long time. So look, back in the day, some of you remember I used to do a lot of live streams on everything. I did like a show every Wednesday. So definitely going to get back more into doing live streams. I think they're just a really good format, very easy, and as far as interacting with you all as well. So make sure you hit me up in the chat room if you got any questions. You just want to put in your opinion about anything we talk about today. You can do that, and I can use StreamYard up here. I can show where True Times, Big Mark. Oh yeah, what's up, man? I can show your participation with this. So yeah, just hit me up in the chat room, talk, hang out, have a good time. It's gonna be a chill time, very relaxed time. And today we're gonna be talking about the Apple event, the spring-loaded event that they had earlier this week. So, like it was a lot to unpack at this event. Unpack. I'm not talking about Samsung though. But yeah, it was a lot to unpack at this event. So I'm gonna start kicking things off with what I think was the most interesting thing that they showed off, and the one that I think a lot of people are talking about, and that's the new iPads. So one cool thing about the iPads is that not the iPads, but actually the iMac. So the new iMacs that they showed off, because they have a brand new design in a bunch of different colors, as you can see. And these definitely are going to be aimed at people who are looking for something that, they don't need something super powerful like the Mac Pro, right? You don't need something like the iMac Pro, even though this M1 should be a lot better than the iMac Pro. Currently right now, but you want something that's going to be colorful as you look at these different colors, and something that's easy to kind of place around in your environment. For college students or whoever, you just want to put it in your house. You want something that looks good, that's not taking that much space up. That's what the iMac is all about, and Apple just basically took this and made this design even better by making it very thin. I think it's about like 11 millimeters, something like that. And that's because it does have that M1 chipset inside of it, and it doesn't need a lot of space to be able to breathe and move around. And so you can see here that they're bringing back some of these colors that they've had with some of their older iMacs back in the day, where they had like clear cases and stuff on the back of them. But yeah, they're bringing back some of these very similar colors to choose from. So the one thing about these iMacs that I really like is that when you go into a store, you're gonna know exactly what this is. Like everybody, when they're walking in the store, you're gonna know exactly what it is. The brand identification is really high with this one. And really, when you go into like your Best Buy or your local store, you see a lot of different computers, and maybe you'll see some other all-in-one computers, but they all look the same most of the time. This one is just gonna stand out by itself, and you can see it does have this chin there at the bottom, and some people don't like the chin. I don't mind it at all. Of course, I would want to see like a full screen iMac, and you don't have like the chin on the bottom, but I'm thinking they're saving that for the iMac Pro that's coming up. But yeah, I don't mind this chin. It does look a little weird not having that Apple logo on the front, but I kind of quickly got used to it. But basically in the chin, they're gonna have the speakers and some of those things that they just couldn't, maybe they just couldn't figure it out right now, or they just wanted to go with this. But you have the speakers on the bottom that they're saying they're going to be some really amazing speakers that they put inside of this iMac. And also too, at the top there, you will notice a webcam. It's a 1080p webcam. And they're saying this is the best webcam that they've had. So, look, man, I'm digging the design. What do you guys think about the design? I'm liking it. And I like the two-tone nature of it, too. So on the front and on the stand, you can see it's a little bit of a lighter blue. But then on the back, you have that darker, deeper blue. It looks really cool, man. And look at all these colors. I'm just thinking that, what Apple has done with these is just being able to make something that you just know what it is when you see it. You know what it is when you see it. You know what it is. You don't even need to see the logo. They've been able to do something, and that's pretty hard, man. Yeah, Top Tech Geek, what's up? What's up? You love the design? I know. Look, man, like I'm secretly I just want to hold out for the iMac Pro, but I'm gonna get one of these anyway, and I have like a bunch of computers around here, so I'll find somewhere to put it and replace something else that I'm not using right now. But yeah, the design of these are really slick. So let's go over some of the things on the inside now. As I mentioned before, it does have that M1 chip inside of it, so we've already seen that with the Mac Mini. We've seen it with the MacBook Air that they released a few months ago. And basically, with this M1 setup here, you're able to get rid of a lot of stuff, right? They're able to kind of condense things down into something that doesn't take up that much space, and that's how we are able to get that very thin design. And you don't need a lot of fans, right? You don't need a bunch of fans and a bunch of stuff in it. So yeah, it's pretty impressive, and you can really tell that Apple is excited about this because it feels like they're just bragging at this point. They're doing something that really nobody else is really doing. And you can see here just the difference between the last generation iMac and this one. Very big difference. Now, one thing is that this is coming in, actually, let me restart that. So one thing is that this is coming in at 24 inches. So this is replacing the 21-inch iMac. So definitely it's not the 27 inches, which I think is kind of the biggest or the smallest that I can go with, and we got like a fire truck coming by. But yeah, 24 inches is right there in the middle, so I think that'll be fine for most people. That'll be fine for like college environments and things. But yeah, definitely the iMac Pro would have that 27 inches, and that would be really nice. So it was all quiet. Can y'all hear that? It was all quiet here leading up to my stream, and of course, the party's getting started somewhere. All right, so yeah, you can see the pixel count for there, and you see the 1080p FaceTime camera. And this is where the speaker's coming in. So it's kind of crazy that they're able to get these speakers in this very thin design. And I'm having high hopes for these, and hopefully they sound really good, and I'm assuming they will. But those speakers should be dope. Now you have 4 USB-C ports on the back, and that's it, right? Nothing else. No SD card, no nothing on this thing, so that kind of sucks a little bit. But one unique thing that they've done, also you have 2 Thunderbolt ports. But one thing they've done here with this MagSafe connector that they have on the back, so if you do kind of trip over the cord, hopefully you're not going to bring the entire iMac down. But one thing they've done with the power brick is that they have this nice braided cable, but also the power brick does have an Ethernet port built inside of it, which is cool. So they've just been able to kind of make this one item that you really don't think about that much. Now you don't have to bring that Ethernet cable to the back of the iMac and have one other cord hanging off of it. So now you can have that, and that's just a lot better. Now this is going to be the Magic. Actually, let me move myself out of the way here. Wrong one, so you can see it. So anyway, this is the new Magic Keyboard that's going to be coming with this as well. And this now does have Touch ID, which I think is cool. So now you have Touch ID, so where you'll be able to just use your finger to be able to get inside of it. I'm still waiting for Face ID to come to the Macs, but we'll see if they're even able to do that with something this thin, or hopefully they'll figure that out. And I think they'll figure that out pretty quickly. But you know what? Actually, that brings me to something. We might actually see that. I think Face ID with the iMac Pro. They might be waiting for that. That's one of those features that I think that can definitely set it apart from the iMac, not only with a different design, a space gray or, or a matte black finish. I think it will be like all black or something really cool. But definitely, yeah, if it has Face ID, that'll be dope. That'll be one way to really kind of separate it from the regular iMacs. All right, Drumline says people don't use SD cards. Don't use SD cards, then use them. These machines don't need them. Yeah, it's one of those. That's just one of those creator things. That's one of the things as a creator. I'm always looking for like an SD card reader. But the rumor is that they will be bringing that onto the next generation of the MacBook Pros. So that's a great thing. So yeah, I'll be waiting for that. They do that. So Max, which color am I getting? I don't know. I'm mostly like, I wear a lot of black shirts. I'm mostly like, I'm like MK. I like matte black. I like a lot of those things. I'm not really too flashy with my colors. But orange is my favorite color. I might go with that. That's why I had the little orange thing on the bottom of your, on the side of your comment there. But orange and gold is kind of like my favorite color. So that might be it. We'll see. Raspberry Pi enthusiast, yeah, we need SD card, yeah, for sure. Richard says you only wish that it doesn't come with the chin anymore. Yeah, that's one of those, I think they could have done it without the chin for sure, but I just think that that's the one thing that's going to make the iMac Pro stand out. So I get it from like a business perspective why they like chose not to go with the not to get rid of the chin. So like, but even with the chin, man, look at this thing. It looks good. It looks good. You know, it's one of those like it's very hard to be for me to be super critical of it because when you look at all of the other like all-in-one computers on the market, now I've used a couple from HP and I think they look decent, but there's nothing like this. So I think everything else kind of makes up for that chin on the front. But yeah, it doesn't really bother me that much. They definitely would have had to make it thicker if they wanted to kind of get rid of the chin and have space for the speakers and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. So yeah, the summary for this iMac, $12.99. Not a bad price. It's okay. Okay. Starts at $12.99, and then let's see here. And then you can go up to $14.99, and you get some. You see the difference in the configuration there, and then also to April 30th is when you'll be able to pre-order this thing, or actually be able just to straight up order it. So, look, I'm excited for it, and it looks like I think it will be coming out in the second half of May, which a lot of the products that they announced at this event aren't going to be coming out until May. So definitely that gives them a little bit of space, a little bit of freedom to be able to get everything out and everything ready for shipping. And also too, if you order the AirTags that came out that they announced before as well, on the day one, if you're not able to get them in because of the shipping delay, you can go into the store and pick those up. So that's good. So yeah, here's a kind of a roundup. So 1080p FaceTime HD camera, 6-speaker system, Touch ID, Big Sur, studio quality mics, Dolby Atmos, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. The chin doesn't bother you. What does is the removal of the logo. It made the iMac look like a a Wish iMac ripoff. Yeah, but I'm hoping that with the stickers that come inside of the box, maybe you can just slap a sticker on the front of it. That might be cool, and maybe you can mix up the colors. That'll be kind of fun to play around with. I think people will find some cool things to kind of put on the bottom of it. So that'll be nice. Orange is your favorite color too? Yeah, man. Orange is my favorite color because of Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that's when I was a kid. I always liked that. All right, so let's go to the Apple TV 4K. So not a giant leap up, not like a whole new kind of thing that we never seen before with this. But one cool thing that they have with this Apple TV 4K is that you can actually take calibrate the color of your TV using your iPhone. So the benefit of that is that a lot of people, let me go back to that. A lot of people, when you get your TV, you don't a lot of us don't have color calibration tools. I don't have any of those, but you can buy some different tools to put in your TV to make sure the color looks as good as possible, because coming from the factory and stuff, they don't always do a great job at calibrating the color. And it really does depend on your lighting in your place, whether you're in a dark place, you have the sun coming in, all these different things kind of going to play when you're trying to get the best color. But being able to use your iPhone and use the front-facing camera and the ambient light sensor to be able to do this is going to be very intriguing. And I think a lot more people who are very, more and more into TV and stuff are going to be really seeing how well this is actually able to calibrate compared to some other different devices. But the fact that this is maybe just even going to help just even a little bit, if it halfway works, that's going to be better than nothing. So that's kind of cool. It's one of those things that I don't think anyone was thinking about, hoping that their phone could do this. But Apple is one of those things where they just kind of thinking outside of the box with this. And I can't wait to try that out. So yeah, so that's one of the good things coming to it. And then also too, you can see here just a difference in just having the color balance and not. And it's a world of difference that you can tell there. But my favorite part about this new Apple TV is that it's also going to be coming with the new Siri Remote. Now, the Siri Remote will allow you to be able to not have to worry about that old school remote, which I have here, which it sucks. It just sucks. The trackpad on the front, I mean, I like it. I like the touchpad on the front. But when you're just trying to pick up the remote and you accidentally swipe it, then your Apple TV starts to go bonkers. And you see that you have these different things where it's just all right, they could have came up with something different, and this has been going on for a couple of years now, where this remote just isn't kind of hitting the right spot here. But yeah, so anyway, this new remote has just more kind of dedicated physical buttons. You have a dedicated power button to be able to turn on your TV and the Apple TV. And also you can see her where she's just kind of rotating her finger around this. So now you'll be able to kind of use this to scrub through maybe the video that you're watching, but also too, you see those different dots around there where you can actually press in on those and use it more like a directional pad. And then also the center area right there, you can still be able to use it to swipe and do things. And yes, I think it's definitely, it looks like it's a little bit thicker. It might be a little bit thicker than the previous one. I'm not really sure on those specs, but just by having this redesign, I'm just hoping that it really prevents a lot of those accidental touches that I typically get while I'm using the current Apple TV remote. So now you will be able to buy this separately and actually use this with your previous Apple TV 4K if you wanted to. So you don't have to buy the brand new Apple TV 4K for it. I forgot how much this costs. How much does the new Apple TV or the Siri Remote cost? I think it's like $60 maybe, 50 to $60, something like that. We'll see. But yeah, the Apple TV, like I actually have the screensaver on my background that I use for all of my videos. So yeah, with the Apple TV, I think that, ever since this quarantine, I've been using that a lot more than everything else, just because of the integration with like all of the other Apple products that I have, the AirPod Maxes and all these different things. So I've been really rocking the Apple TV 4K a lot on most of my TVs that I have. So yeah, the new remote definitely I'm looking forward to. But I'm really looking forward to the next generation Apple TV though. I'm thinking maybe the Apple TV 8K. Maybe they announced that around the holiday season or something like that. I think that would be a kind of a really good step up. Even though 8K, I know 8K is still not quite there yet, and everyone doesn't have an 8K TV. But in the next couple of years, I mean, 8K is going to become really close to being the standard. Maybe not just quite the standard, but it's going to be one of those things where the prices are going to be, coming down so much where I think a lot of people who are buying new TVs will get it. So maybe Apple can get a head jump on that. Or even if it's not really big 8K features, maybe some other things inside of that box that is going to be hopefully more powerful, that will be able to give us some good things. So Max says $59 for the remote. Yes, $59. Pricey for it seems pricey, definitely, because it's not like a universal remote, but I don't know. I think of a lot of people who have the Apple TV remote and you just like it sucks right now, you'll be willing to drop that price. So Camp Wise, people should tweet the theme idea and get it going. The theme idea, what are you talking about, the iMac theme or? All right, Danny, good question. So what do I think about the whole ecosystem and how can you use the AirPods on the Apple TV if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, you can use the AirPod TVs. They have I think it's called private listening mode or something like that. I think up to 2 people will be able to use AirPods to be able to watch your anything on your Apple TV without disturbing anyone else. So that's something else that they also announced through the private listening mode. So yeah, like you can use your AirPod Pros on there. I use my AirPod Maxes a lot with my Apple TV. And the best thing just about the ecosystem is just being able to switch from my Mac Mini to my iPhone to my iPad Pro. Or to my Apple TV, and sometimes depending on what I'm doing, I'm listening to different audio sources, and it's just very easy to kind of just switch to them, to switch your whatever you listen to between those different devices really easily. So yeah, and the best thing that Apple has going for it is the ecosystem. That's the best thing they have. They have so many products that work together. It just makes everything really come together. And speaking of the ecosystem, let's talk about those AirTags. All right, so AirTags are the cool thing to where they're kind of like towel tags, right? So you can place them on things and you'll be able to track them. But one of the best things about AirTags is that you have the ability to be able to, pair these with the Find My app, and that will allow you to have everything that you have in like your Find My iPhone, Find My iPad, all that stuff. So you'll be able to have all of that in one single location. And if you have an AirTag or something, you'll be able to go into that. And one thing you saw what that guy was doing with that green, as you can see here, the screen turns green when he's looking for whatever he's lost. He lost his keys. It has a little arrow, and that will be pointing you to your direction that you're trying to find and let you know how far away that you are from it. So that's cool. So that whole type of interface is really cool. And AirTags themselves are one of those things that, for me, I'm going to be using it to kind of just put it on my scooter that I drive around, and my electric scooters, my electric bikes, and things that like I usually use like a GPS tracker or I use like a tile tracker for. I'll be definitely replacing all of that stuff with these. And the best part about AirTags is that they use, they're waiting for other iPhones to be nearby to be able to help you track them down. And where Tile, they needed other Tile devices, or if you're using like a dedicated GPS device, like the one I was using, I had to pay like $10 a month or something like that for it. Now it was good. It was very accurate. It was able to give you way more information than this was. It was able to, show me all the different info as far as how far I traveled and pull it up on a map and giving me all types of details. But I don't really need all of that. Like if I lose something, I'm just ready to go beat somebody up who found it, or send the information to the police. I think that's probably the better way. But yeah, so yeah, here's another example of them using the precision finding feature to be able to find something. And then also here's the different kind of accessories that you can get for it. Now, one thing that sucks is that this doesn't have a built-in kind of keychain loop on the actual AirTag, so you need to use or buy something separate to be able to attach it to a bag or to your luggage or something. And I would say that the prices aren't too bad on Apple's website. Now they do have the Hermes. I don't even know how to say it because it costs too much. But they do have one that costs like $450 or something like that. It's really kind of crazy. But yeah, I think Moment, if you go to, if you don't know Moment, they make a lot of camera accessories and things. They basically sell a lot of cool tech now. Shop Moment, I think they'll have some new AirTag accessories, things that will allow you to be able to kind of stick them onto flat or curved surfaces. So I pre-ordered a few of those things. And yeah, a lot of other third-party manufacturers are going to be making a lot more of these. So we'll definitely see a lot more stuff come out. But yeah, the summary screen of AirTags is basically something that I think that we're going to find that it's going to be one of those things that people are just going to be putting on everything. You put it in your bag, put it in your luggage, put it on your car, put it whatever. You'll be able to have it. Now, one thing, if you are worried about someone kind of like tracking you, if someone puts an AirTag in your car and you do have like an iPhone, it will let you know that there's an AirTag nearby, and it's kind of like it's not yours, but they will be making you aware that something is close by to you, like another AirTag, and it's not. Maybe you're not aware of it. Maybe you don't want it to be that. So that will kind of help you out there. Now, if you're not using the iPhone, I mean, you might be out of luck. But yeah, Apple is trying to get the privacy and get all those things down to detail, but yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I trust that Apple's doing the right thing with everything. And so, yeah, you get over a year battery life, and you can replace the battery yourself. You just kind of like twist it with 2 fingers and pop it up. And then also, yeah, you can customize this. It has a U1 chip inside of it, and that's what Apple's really working with to help you with to find everything, to be able to get the direction. Built-in speaker, too, so it can make an audible noise as well if you are trying to find something. So, yeah, AirTags, for a 4-pack, it's about $100. Not a bad price. Not too bad. And I think for what you're getting and how long you're going to be using them for, and the usefulness out of them, I think it's a good deal. And we'll see what Tile does in response and other type of trackers like this. But definitely with iPhone users, it's kind of hard to go against it as far as like a recommendation for it. Ben says your wife loses her bag all the time. First AirTag goes on that for sure. Yeah, like I don't lose a lot of stuff, knock on wood. But like I think like yeah, for like my camera bags or like something like that, I definitely just want to have it in there. You might as well. I mean, why not? And for your luggage and stuff, why not have it on there? So when the airline says, yeah, we don't know where it is, yeah, Apple says different. What's up, Geekanoids? What's up? Thanks. Wishing you a great weekend too. What's up, man? Why do you think Apple chose the A12 processor for the Apple TV instead of going A14? I think with the again, this Apple TV wasn't like I don't think it was like a huge like thing for them as far as like it's not the biggest upgrade for them. I think this is kind of just an incremental upgrade, something just to do for right now. I think the next Apple TV, when it comes out, maybe around the fall and the holiday season, that one's going to have just better specs and things. So we'll see that have a better chipset and things. But right now, I think they're just trying to do some little things here and there. And I think really the Siri Remote was the biggest kind of selling feature of it. What's up, Q? You said, low key, you're gonna pick up that new Siri remote? Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's just better than this, man. Like I haven't used it yet, but it's going to be. It has to be better than this. And this trackpad is just so sensitive, man. Like if it falls off my lap and goes into the ground, I might scrub like 5 minutes in my freaking show that I'm watching. so, so they definitely been listening. All right, so AirTags, Siri Remote, Apple TV. What else? Oh, purple iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini. Yeah, got another color. Look at that. Cool animation. So if you like purple, you like Barney, you like Eminem, D12. What was that purple? What was that purple song they made back in the day? But yeah, if you like the purple, it's a cool looking purple. I'm not a purple guy, but if you like purple, it looks good. It looks cool. Yeah, and I think actually MKB actually asked them, and they said that the reason why they made this color was because it's Steve Jobs' favorite color, I'm assuming. So that's nice. That's a nice little kind of ode to the good old Steve Jobs. So yeah, if you want the purple iPhone 12, I think you can go ahead and order those right now. iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini, yeah. You can go ahead and pre-order those right now. So there you go. All right, let's talk about the iPad Pro. So this cool kind of transition that I think a lot of people will be kind of memeing here for the next year or so is Apple announcing that the iPad Pro is just basically rubbing it into everyone else that makes a tablet and saying that we're getting so much better than you. It's not even fair because they've added the M1 chip inside of the freaking iPad Pro. So it has more power. It has more things that it can do. It basically is like holding a Mac Mini or a MacBook Air for the most part in your hand. And yeah, if you were just to put this on like a stand, it would look like some of the new iMacs. But it's kind of crazy that they're able to do this in the iPad Pro. And so you're seeing the performance increases that you're getting. But the one thing that I think a lot of people are kind of like, all right, we're waiting to see. Look, we know it's powerful, but we're waiting to see the software kind of, I don't want to say catch up to it, but just for us to have more access to more powerful things. And the first thing is definitely Final Cut Pro for me. But I'm kind of curious. Like I think Apple will announce that Final Cut Pro will be for the iPad Pro at WWDC, which will be happening in a couple of months. And that's really like a developers conference, software conference. So I think having this event right now kind of keeps them from having to like announce a lot of hardware at that event. So I think announcing Final Cut Pro for this thing would be pretty amazing. Yeah, and it does have a Thunderbolt port on it now, so you have 4 times more bandwidth. So that thing is just asking for you to plug something into it to be able to do a lot more stuff, and not only just being able to hook this up to a very high quality monitor and being able to use both of them in conjunction with each other. But yeah, definitely being able to have very fast storage transfer speeds, and you're trying to move large files between your iPad Pro and maybe some of those 4K, 6K, 8K files that you're working with. It definitely will be able to handle that. Then yeah, you got a true depth camera system, which this thing is cool. So I think this is kind of like us kind of getting a sneak peek at what they're going to be doing with their new HomePod. It's been rumored that they're coming out with a HomePod that also has a screen and that might be able to actually move the screen around and stuff. But at the very least, I think it will also be able to do this center stage feature where the camera and the iPad can be stationary, but it'll be able to follow you around. Now, this isn't anything new. We've seen this, and Amazon has a device that can do something like this, and we've seen this before. But I think this is kind of them testing this out on the iPad Pro, and then using that as like a good kind of center device in your home, and then bringing that over to like whatever the new HomePod is that they're going to be bringing. Now, this next part is going to be mini LEDs. So mini LED is just this new display technology with their liquid retina HDR, which you can see here was only 1,000 nits full brightness, 1,600 nits full brightness. But with the mini LED that they're going to be showing, it basically is allowing you to get a lot better quality. I mean, really like quality that you're getting from their more expensive XDR display that they sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. Now you're going to be getting this technology coming to something like the iPad Pro, with the bigger iPad Pro having this with the 12-inch one. So yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to see this kind of display tech that's been rumored for a long time. Apple's been working on this for them to finally bring this over to their the iPad lineup. So yeah, I can't wait to kind of see this. And currently I'm using like the 11-inch iPad Pro from a couple of generations before. But because I've been using like my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 Most of the time, I don't really find myself using my iPad that much anymore, even when I travel, because the Z Fold 2 screen is big enough for me for kind of short trips and things. But I will be getting this new iPad Pro, and I will be going for the 12-inch version, just because I want something that's super big, and if I am going to be using it, I want to have like that little mini iMac experience with it. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. All right, so Top Tech Geek says D-Brand just announced skins for the new iMac on Twitter. Literally, like they just announced it. That's cool. Let me go check that out. So yeah, if you don't know D-Brand does a lot of different skins and stuff like that for all types of devices. So yeah, I'm actually watching it now. Oh, that's cool. Oh wow, that's dope. So they have skins for basically the entire iMac. Looks like the front and the stand, because you can basically black out the iMac and have the a black skin on the chin and also on the stand. So that looks dope. That looks dope. And they have a bunch of different other colors too. So D-Brand is always bringing the heat. All right, VIP Tech, you'll definitely be doing an unboxing of the new iMac. Looks dope. Yeah, it looks cool. And I think sometimes for some of the people who don't like the new iMac with the design, I think maybe if they get it in person or to go see it in person, they might change their opinion on it. And I just think it's crazy how thin it is, going from like back in the day, from those big, huge monitors and things that we used to have, to now we're getting computers this thin, but so powerful, so freaking powerful. Yeah, D-Brand is dope. They make a lot of cool stuff. Larry, yeah, Logic Pro for the iPad, yeah, for sure. I think they might announce all of that at WWDC. Like it's no excuse. Like, because I mean, really, the only reason why I'll be buying the new iPad Pro, if they don't announce any of this better software that you can run on it, would be just for the bigger display and the mini LEDs. That's the only reason why. But I mean, I honestly don't use the power of my iPad Pro that often. I really just mostly use it to watch videos and stuff. But if they come out with Final Cut and Logic and other apps like that, I, I think that will cut into like the MacBook Air sales, because I have the M1 MacBook Air. But if my iPad Pro can run Final Cut, and I can just have that keyboard case, have another mouse hooked up to it, I wouldn't need the MacBook Air. I definitely would. There would be no reason for me to use the MacBook Air for the most part. For my travel and editing needs, like that would be it. So maybe that's why they don't want to add Final Cut on there, because that will cut into the sales of the MacBook Air. But I think it's now they can't hide it anymore. They can't hide it. Everyone is asking for it. Everyone interested in the iPad Pro is asking for Final Cut, and if they don't do it, it's going to be a letdown. Like, that's the main reason why I'm watching WWDC when it comes up, or also to see the new versions of iOS and iPad OS. Colin says an ultra wide camera would have been slick on the new iMac. Yeah, definitely. I still think, like, even though it's 1080p and we'll see the performance of the webcam, definitely I still think computers in general, they still have like dropped the ball with webcams and stuff. Like, it's no reason why our phones have better freaking cameras than these thousands and thousands of dollars that we're paying for these computers. So yeah, having like ultra wide, having like different things like that, I don't know. I would think it would be kind of simple just to bring over the camera ecosystem that you have on a smartphone and maybe put that into like a desktop. Maybe they would have to have made it a little bit thicker and stuff, and they don't want to do that. But definitely not like, no matter what, there's not one webcam that comes on a computer that I still would want to use over an external webcam. I haven't seen one yet. So. And especially in these days with a lot of people working from home, whoever does that first, like, releases like a super high quality webcam on their computer, is definitely have a winner on their hands. To get the full black body skin, it's like $500 on D-Brand. 500? Are you sure? That's the price that they're selling these things? I didn't look at the website. Oh wow, yeah, it is. So yeah, on D-Brand, you can get the bezel with the iMac skin for $49.95, the front signature skin for $60, and the whole body for $500. That doesn't make sense. Let me look. I don't think they're just like jacking up. I mean, why does it cost that much? That's crazy. I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. 100 people, that's going to be the flex right there. People going to be on their YouTube videos showing their full the full D brand skin on there, talking about they paid $500 for it. But to be honest with you, I might get it. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I'm not. I'll probably get the one to block out the front just to see how that looks. But because I'm definitely assuming that the iMac Pro is going to have like a crazy matte black design or some type of darker color, I'm going to be down for that. How the Touch ID data on the new keyboard is encrypted via Bluetooth. I don't know any details about that. I don't know if they went into detail about that in the keynote or maybe in the press release. Like I might be able to look that up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's. I trust Apple with security. I trust a lot of companies with the security, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. But definitely, yeah. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they'll have some more information on that. What do I think about the iPhone mini not selling well and Apple not producing much for the iPhone 13? Well, the iPhone 13, I mean, the rumors and stuff, I don't know. We'll see. But with the iPhone 12 mini, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like, to be honest with you, a lot of us forgot about like the iPhone SE, which I still think is a great, it's a great phone. And I think, like, if you're thinking about the iPhone 12 mini, you might be already thinking about the iPhone SE 2, which is going to be saving you a couple of $100s. So, like, the difference between those two, yeah, you are going to have, better cameras and stuff. But I think if someone who's looking at a small phone, I think a lot of people looking at a small phone just because you don't really care about great cameras. You don't really care about a lot of that stuff. You just want something that's small, compact, but runs iOS. I mean, you might want to go with the SE. I haven't heard anything about the sales of the iPhone SE, but yeah, I would think I would honestly recommend maybe to a lot more people the iPhone SE over the iPhone 12 if they're looking at saving money, iOS experience, in a good form factor, and the cameras are still good enough on the iPhone SE. So we'll see. Yeah, no AirPods. Yeah, like, yeah, I was assuming we'll see some new AirPods, but that might just be worthy of just like a press release. Maybe on a Tuesday they'll just announce new AirPods and drop those. Because I mean, they have such a lock on the wireless earbud game that the new AirPods are just going to replace the current ones, and people go to the website, they're just going to see them and buy them anyway. So they might announce those at WWDC. We'll see. But that's one of those I could see them just maybe in the summertime just dropping them, or maybe wait until the fall, maybe wait until around that time frame right before the holiday season to drop them. But yeah, we might not see them at an event. We might just see them just announce those. Yeah, I placed an order for a 4-pack of AirTags. I'm going to put them on my scooter and my electric vehicles. Also one of my camera bags that I use a lot, and my roller carry-on bag. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really lose my keys. Fun fact, I lost my keys actually like 2 years ago. I lost them, like I had an entire set. I had to get all new keys. And guess where I left them? So I was in my kitchen and I had like a George Foreman grill. And I think I was like, my hands were full and I just walked in, I had my keys and I placed them on top of the George Foreman grill, but I think they slid behind it. So I looked for an entire week, and I'm like, all my keys. I'm like, how would I lose those? And so, yeah, like months later, I actually moved my freaking grill, and I found it on the back. Luckily, it didn't like melt. Actually, I didn't even use the grill for that long either. I think that was actually the first. Yeah, actually, that was it. It was unplugged, so I went to go unplug. I went to plug it back in, and I found my keys. I was so mad. I was so mad. Oh yeah, that's a good idea to put them on your dog. Yeah, that actually is a really cool idea. That is actually smart. Put them on your dog. Put them right there on the dog tag. So you can actually probably engrave them too. And like with the engraving, can you put like, how much can you fit on those things? Maybe you can put like, if lost, find, like scan me or something. That's a cool idea. Somebody should be making some dog tags for the little dogs, like dedicated ones just for that. Phil asks, do you think the replacement for the HomePod would have a screen? Yeah, I think that's a rumor, and I think that would make sense. That I think that might get a lot more people to buy it. I think they see the success that Amazon has and Google has with these screens that you just put in one location instead of like propping up an iPad or something, right? So I think that kind of makes sense for it. Now it'll be interesting to see the software that runs on it. Is it really just going to be like an iPad Mini on the HomePod, or is it going to be something totally different that they're working on? The HomePod OS, who knows? But yeah, I think it will have a screen. That would make a lot of sense. So I'm intrigued by that, especially if the sales of the original HomePod weren't that great. They might try to do something that really spices it up. What's up, Abdul? What's up, Carlo? Hey, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, y'all. Like, I appreciate every single one of you. A lot of you have been watching me for a very long time, so I appreciate you guys and gals coming into the stream and hanging out. And I want to do a lot more live streams. I miss the days, like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. So I've been doing this for a long, long, long time, man. Since 2006, I think I did my first ever YouTube video. It was on another channel though, like a college channel that I had. So yeah, and then I did live streaming. I was live streaming a lot. Oh wow, look at my elbow. Wow. So, so yeah, man, I was live streaming a lot. That is really ashy. That is really ashy. So yeah, I was live streaming a lot and, kind of got a little bit burnt out on doing it. I did like a 24/7 stream for like a couple of years and did like a show every Wednesday and did a lot of stuff in between. So, but definitely I love the live streaming format just because one, it's so easy. I don't have to edit this freaking video afterwards, but two, it allows me to interact with you all. So, oh yeah, Vocal, man. Vocal for sure. Vocal was so cool. Vocal was perfect. So Ustream was great too, and Ustream was definitely where I found like, okay, I can really do something with this. I think back in the day when I did the Ustream Apple events, I think the most I've ever had for one of those events was like, I straight up honestly think it was like 15,000 people. It was something crazy because I think I was on the front page of Vocal of Ustream. And I think maybe it was maybe in that 15 or 20. It was a lot of people in one of those streams that I had. So yeah, Ustream was great, but Vocal was definitely the best format because you can just call in. Vocal was a website you can call in with your webcam, and I could easily put you side by side and have you just conversate with me. Yeah, it kind of sucks that didn't last, but that was great for the couple of years that I was using it. That was perfect for my type of show format. So yeah, I do want to do something like that too in my live streams in the future, where you'll at least be able to call in and be able to ask questions, or let's just talk about stuff. So definitely working on that as well. YouTube actually has something. Oh, I don't think I can say that. Almost messed up. Ben Lawson, you the best still. Subscribe to Soldier Up Close and Be Soldier Win. Oh yeah, man. Be Soldier Win is still around. I'm surprised that channel hasn't been deleted. That was my gaming channel that I haven't really I didn't really do as much as I wanted to with that. But oh yeah, Soldier Up Close was more like my vlogs or just talking about everything besides tech. Mike, you remember the Ustreams? Oh yeah, Ustreams were fun. Ustreams were fun, man. We had a good time in there. We had a good time. A lot of joking around on that. Props to you, one of the OG tech YouTubers. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, it's fun to do it. YouTube is it's a grind, man. It really is a grind, and it's straight up truth, man. It's like I've seen people, and I myself got burnt down on it, and then life comes into play, just things, and it's tough to do it. And I know a lot of people look at the views, and you look at all those things and subscriber count. And honestly, I'm not saying I don't care about those things, but I do it. The best thing for me is trying to make sure I'm putting out a video that I'm happy with. That's one of the most important things. And I think one of those things where I got to a point where I was putting out some videos like even a year or two or a couple of years ago where I just really wasn't that happy with them. But now with all the videos that I've been putting out, even though they might not each single one get a lot of single views, each single one get a lot of views, I'm happy with the quality that I'm putting out, and it has my style, has my flavor to them. So yeah, I'm happy with it. And again, I can't do any of this without you all watching, man. So yeah, and definitely have some things that I want to work on in the future to kind of switch things up a little bit. But yeah, it's been a great ride, but I'm still on the ride. Haven't gotten off yet. Thanks, Owen. I appreciate it. Nice background. Yeah, moving away from just having a freaking plain wall behind me last year was a huge difference. So And really, it's the camera too. So this camera that I'm using, I'm gonna have to give a shout out to TLD today, and I'm going to be doing a video talking about that whole kind of exchange with the Sony FX9. He's a man, by the way. Russia. I'm gonna mess up your name, Magamed. Hopefully I said that right. Russia. Russia was one of the best places that I've ever been to. So I went to, so back in the day, I did the Intel Extreme Ultrabook race. So Intel basically had me, someone, a celebrity from like India, celebrity from Indonesia, and also another YouTuber like myself from Brazil. And they, I don't think a lot. Maybe some of you don't remember it. I think they actually took the video down for whatever reason. But it was actually like a little series, like the Amazing Race. So they flew us over to Russia. We went to St. Petersburg, Russia, and we did these competitions where we were running through the streets. And I actually have some video of it. So the next stream that I do, bring this up again, and hopefully I have some video queued up for it. But yeah, man. So I was running the streets of St. Petersburg. Asking like people to try to help me with different challenges and stuff. So Russia was a beautiful place, man. St. Petersburg. I went to the, oh my God, I can't remember the museum there that they have like the Hermitage. Went to the Hermitage, and I went to a whole bunch of different places there. We had a great time. That was a fun time in Russia. One of the literally, I would say I have to say that was like the best time of my life going to Russia. And then after that, we went to Sydney, Australia, and we did the final part of that competition. And so, yeah, me and all of them, we're still good friends, man. That was a fun time. Anyway, I started ranting about Russia. Colin, you from STL? What's up? What's up? Yeah, hopefully there's more and more YouTubers, man, from out here from St. Louis. We got C-Kid. We got some other people out here, man. Yeah, I want to see the YouTuber community start to grow out here. I don't know if we can start doing some more meetups and things. Karen, do I think they're beefing up the iPad for Mac OS? I feel like 16 gigabytes of RAM and 2 terabytes is massive for iPad OS. I don't think so. Not yet. Because it's when they do that, why would you buy the MacBook Air? That would be the hard part. I guess maybe because you still got to get like the keyboard case to turn it really into like a little portable laptop and stuff. So that will cost you more money than the MacBook Air. But the MacBook Air doesn't have touch. I mean, I don't know. I think eventually they will bring Mac OS over to the iPad. But I think for right now, I think they really just want to bring over apps like Final Cut and those things over first. Because if you change over to Mac OS, that's a huge jump. Yeah, so I think first they'll just be bringing over more apps that require more power and more things, and they'll be bringing those over first. And maybe a couple years down the road, maybe even longer, we'll see Mac OS. And it's even possible that they don't even bring Mac OS over. They just kind of like keep making the iPad powerful enough to run just certain apps of that, but you'll be able to just run those on the iPad. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely think at WWDC, as I mentioned before, they have to announce some new software. Maybe they're working on something totally new. I think Apple has some things up their sleeve that they're working on when it comes to software. And I think that's why they're really giving you all of that power in the iPad. But also, too, I think they're doing it just because this new M1, like this new M series is so, like, I think it's so much affordable for them. And they're in control of it. I think they just have all that power. Just like, hey, just throw it in there. It's just like, hey, they're going to be putting the M1 into everything, man. M1 in the AirPods. M1 in the Apple Watch. M1's everywhere. M1's for everyone. In the Apple Card. The Apple Card is going to have an M1. We keep messing around. What's up? What's up? Simply Pops. What's going on, man? Tentacool, you've been watching since 2010, 2011. Yeah, how long have you guys been watching? When's the first, like, what year did you start watching? Because it's kind of weird now. I literally get people come up to me and they're like, man, I used to watch you when I was a kid. And they're like in college now. It's really weird. It's really weird. But I'm grateful for that. It's awesome, though. It's awesome, man. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Some people need an AirTag for their life. Oh, for sure. Just go start. I can see bars handing these out to people. You get drunk, and you can rent out an AirTag for your friends so they don't run off. Yeah, I was a kid. Now you're 25. It's just so weird, man. It's so weird how time goes by, man. Now you're 25. That's crazy. 2009, man. It seems like it was long ago. It seems like a long time ago. It was a long time ago. Day one. Appreciate it. We say we allow desktop class apps on the iPad or touchscreen MacBook. Yeah, I think it'll be desktop class apps on the iPad before we'll see a touchscreen MacBook. Because both of those things kind of blur the lines, you know. But I do think maybe one day it might get to the point to where Apple, they just have like the MacBook, you know. Like I think they're gonna get it. It might just be the MacBook, man. You might not need the MacBook Air, the MacBook. You know, it's just gonna be the MacBook. I think Apple wants to keep things really simple like that. Like you got the iMac and iMac Pro, but I think the Air might not. I don't know, because I think the power of these M series is just so powerful that outside of like content creation, like most people don't need the power that they have in the new M1 MacBook Air. They don't even need it, right? Like just for emails and stuff like that. So, you know, it's already so good and the battery life is so good. Like the next versions will of course improve on those things, but it gets to a point to where if you buy the new M1 MacBook Air right now and you don't do video editing, you don't do anything really heavy, you might not need to buy another laptop for 5 years, you know, like literally 6 years, like easy, because of the performance. And unless the Mac OS becomes very heavy and, you know, the things that you want to do with it start to slow down your computer or whatever. But it's just so good right now. They're so powerful. Like I want to say they're too powerful, but they're not. You know, I always want to have more power than what I need, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, all right, I said that one. Do I think it's worth upgrading from the 2018 12.9-inch iPad Pro to the 2021? It depends on what you do. If you're just using the iPad to consume content, to watch media, to watch videos, to watch, you know, live streams, to watch, you know, your movies that you have on it. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say. I had to see those mini LEDs for myself, that new display. I had to see that for myself to really see the difference. Is it really that much better than the display right now on the iPad? Because right now, I'm not complaining about the display on my iPad Pro. It looks great. But I think it comes down to that. Either you just want that extra power of the M1 because you're assuming that Apple is going to be releasing more powerful apps and you want to be able to take advantage of that. But if you're not doing that, and you're really just buying it for the mini LED display, then I would say kind of wait and see what people's reviews are of it, and to really see if is it really a significant difference from the two. And then after that, it's kind of like, you know, you can probably sell it. You can sell your current iPad Pro and make some money on it. But I think it comes down to that mini LED display. I'm gonna get it anyway because I'm coming from the 2018 11-inch one, so I do want the bigger one. So I was gonna get this one anyway just for the bigger size, but yeah. Oh, to look about 23. Yeah, as long as I keep my weight down, man. As long as I keep my weight down, I can keep my looks here. My beard isn't helping. My beard still looks about 12. I can't grow a beard, man. I can't fill in. I need freaking M1 clippers or whatever. I need some M1. You're watching for 2 years now? Oh, top tech geek. You're still young, man. You're a young buck. You're a young buck. Never had an iMac before. Going to jump in with this one. Yeah. iMacs are so great. They're just so useful. Like I'm using the Mac Mini right now for my main machine, and it's great for me. This new iMac Mini and then this new iMac will be good for me, but I'm definitely waiting for the iMac Pro for sure to replace my Mac Mini. But yeah, if you never own an iMac, you're gonna love just a simplicity. If you never own like an all-in-one computer, it's just so good just to have just one thing sitting on your desk, and you don't have a lot of other stuff going on. And then also too, if you're in college or you're a student, it's easy just to move around. You know, it's so good, and especially the M1 too. You've been watching since the iPhone 3GS. Oh yeah, I think the iPhone 3GS. I did a video talking about. I think I had an issue with mine, and I did a video, and for some reason it was like on the YouTube front page, which back then was huge, and I think I got like thousands of views, and I was like, oh, oh, I might be able to do something with this YouTube thing. Sojourner's best version right here. Oh, it's your first. I'm assuming it's your first time watching. First time watching or first time watching the stream. Well, welcome, welcome. We appreciate you coming through. We'll see you in 20 years, and then you can say you've been watching for 20 years when I'm like 50 years old. All right, super chat. Appreciate it, King of the Hills. Appreciate that, man. I really do. You've been here since before the iSlate rumors. That's the first video. Oh, yeah. I never had a chance to contribute to the channel. Appreciate it. Oh, I really appreciate that. So yeah, the iSlate was that my video I did because the rumors of Apple making a tablet, they thought the rumors were going to be like iSlate. So that's what I called it. And yeah, that video was weird because when I first put it out, it did, definitely average for what my channel was doing back then. But then it kind of kicked into overdrive. Like that, I think that might be my most viewed video at like 6 million, 7 million views. Like it kicked into overdrive after the announcement, and I think it was because of the title, because the title of the video was the iSlate, what Apple didn't want you to know. So I think that title kind of translated well into even after the announcement. So even though it was a rumor video, the title was like, even though it was already announced, people were like, what don't they want me to know about it? So some people were disappointed when they watch it and it was just like a rumor video. But yeah, that was a good video to have. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any other super chats. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Drone Pro STL. iMacs are slick this year. Uh-oh, you doing drone work down here in St. Louis, huh? I'm really thinking about. I was about to pull the trigger on the Mavic Mini, but now they got the Mavic 2S that came out, so I'm like, ugh. So now I think that will be the one. I think that's the one to get. You would have upgraded from 2018 iPad Pro 12.9 inch to the 2021 if their battery life lasted longer on the new one. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't pay too much to the battery, so yeah, I'm assuming it's just the same. So yeah, that kind of, yeah, battery life is definitely one of those things that would be a worthy upgrade. But yeah, it's kind of hard, dude. Like I know like right now that we honestly, like tech reviewers, the one thing for me is that I used to buy everything, every Apple product. Now I don't. And you really don't need everything. Like tech is so good. Like the companies don't want you to know it, but the tech is so good. If you're looking to buy something this year, you should honestly always look at last year's or even look at 2 years ago because those things are so good. Like I got the Galaxy Note 10. I booted up that phone like a couple of days ago, and that's still great. It's still awesome. Like it's, you don't need to upgrade every single time. But yeah, it just really depends on what you're looking for. Now, I am a techie. There's a lot of things that I'm always just going to buy. Like I'm always going to get the new iPhone. I'm always going to get those things. But yeah, you'll be surprised. Like if you don't need always that latest and greatest. So the iMac 24-inch or the Mac Mini, it depends on your setup. Android. Hey, I don't like that name. Let me boot you out the room. I'm joking. I use Android more than I use iOS these days. But yeah, so it would depend on your setup. Like if you have a decent monitor right now, like if you're happy with the quality of your computer monitor, and yeah, you definitely already have like a keyboard and mouse, then the Mac Mini might be a good choice for you. You will be saving some, you will be saving some money there. But if you don't really like the quality of your monitor right now, it's a little bit old, it's a little bit dated, you don't like the look of it, then the iMac is definitely a good choice for you. Because you're getting a brand new monitor. And if the speakers really hold up to what they're saying, you're going to be getting some really good speakers, and you're going to be getting a clean desk setup. Right? You're not going to have you might not need to have any external speakers and things on there. You have everything all self-contained into one. So it depends on your setup. So if you don't have a good computer monitor right now, I think that really where it mostly comes down to, get the iMac. But if you already have something that you're proud of, that Mac Mini is a great deal. I use the Mac Mini right now for my main machine, and its performance is absolutely great. You haven't had an iPad since the first iPad Mini? Yeah. You know what? I honestly, yeah, I got the iPad Pro, I think, yeah, a couple of years ago. And yeah, I was rocking the iPad Mini before that. And now I'm using my Z Fold. my Z Fold 2, my Galaxy Z Fold 2 for the most part. So, and the iPad's just so good, man. Like they just have a lock on it. IPS 2.21. You currently have a 2015 MacBook Pro. Would it be worth it to get the M1 Mac Mini? For sure. For sure. Yeah, that's definitely a good gap in years. You're gonna love the performance of the Mac Mini, the M1 Mac Mini. Definitely. So Apple does have a trade-in plan for your older Mac. So definitely go to their website and see how much you can get for your MacBook Pro, or check out eBay. eBay is a really good place to sell your old Macs, and they have really good resale value. They keep them for a while. But yeah, performance-wise, just everything, that the new M1 Mac Mini is going to be great for you. Jack Kelly, what's up, bro? What's up? Legion, listening to you on my WHX. I hate the name of those new Sony WH-1000 XM4 Sony headphones. Yeah, those are the standard. I actually for the first time I really just used them like on a plane a couple of weeks ago, and they sound like they're great. Sound quality is there, noise cancellation is there. Yeah, so like they have it. Like the AirPods Maxes are cool for like me sitting around home, but the WH-1000 XM4s or whatever are great. What actually is it? WH-1000 XM4s? I can't remember. I'm doing good, Jack. I'm doing good. Just chilling, maintaining. I'm a little bit behind on my comments. I'm trying to catch up. Your company doesn't buy MacBooks on the M1 because they can be unsecured and doesn't test yet. Yeah, it's one of those things where it is a new platform. So definitely, like some of my Final Cut plugins don't work on my M1 Mac Mini. So that's the one thing that does suck. It is new. Now, again, I haven't had any major issues, and everything, not everything, but 95% of the things that I do work fine on it. But yeah, depending on your company, depending on what app you're using, you might want to kind of double check to make sure those things will work on the M1s. The larger redesigned iMac needs a more robust SoC than the stock M1. I think they're saving that for the iMac Pro. I think it's clear, like, because I think the one thing about like Apple products, really anything in general with tech, you have to think that every product isn't made for content creators or isn't made for people who need like the heavy and I think that you need all the ports, you need all those different things. So I think this is fine for the audience that is going after, people who are looking for a new computer and they just want everything all in one. That new iMac is gonna be great for them. Started watching in middle school and you graduated college 2 years ago. Oh man, time flies by, man. Time flies by. M1 Stress Auto my 10-bit 4K drone videos been shooting the new MLS stadium construction downtown. It's amazing. Yeah. M1, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I feel bad for Intel. I feel bad for Qualcomm. I feel bad for all of these because I think Google is rumored. Google's working on their own. Samsung. They have theirs. Like I think trying to keep as many things as possible in house is where these companies are going. So yeah, Apple definitely has a winner with it. You remember when I did my videos in my fatigues? Yeah. Oh man, those were the days. That's funny. Yeah, if you go, I still have some of those videos up on this channel. I used to wear my freaking fatigues. That was against regulation to wear those. Fun fact: you beat me in Techno Buffalo's Mario Kart 8 Wii U tournament back in the day. P.S. RAP beat Soldier Win. Yeah. That's crazy. I do remember doing that. We had a Mario Kart tournament. And I was very, like, I always felt like I was a beast in Mario Kart, too. I was a beast in Mario Kart. Now, I like the Mario Kart for the 64. Not the 64, but the GameCube. I think that was my favorite version of Mario Kart. I think that was what was it called? Double Dash? I think that was the one where you had two people in the same kart. Yeah, I love that game. I'm going to get my revenge on you one of these days. Is the top S7 Plus better than the iPad Pro? it does depend on what you want to do with it, but I honestly no. I think the iPad Pro is just the standard for tablets. It's the standard. Unless you just really don't like iPad OS, you don't like the Apple ecosystem, that's a great option. But yeah, the iPad Pro is like the standard. Like I think it's better in most cases all around, especially these new ones. Worst design Mac ever. Apple should get Johnny back. I do miss Johnny. I do miss old Johnny. Um, look. I respect everyone's opinion on the look. I look. Of course, everyone would want like the all screen on the front, no chin. But I understand it. I get it. Either it's part business, they're saving the best design for the iMac Pro, or maybe just design wise, they just in order to get those speakers and everything, they just aren't at the time to where or aren't at the point to where they want to be able to, they were able to pull off that design of just having the whole display. But either way, it might be one of those things that might grow on you. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Let's collab sometime. You can show some cool stuff in your Mavic 2 Pro and get some Air 2S out there. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. That'll be fun. I think I do need to get my I might need to get my there's a certain license that you need to get because I want to go to where I have it registered. Well, I have the Mavic Air right now, the first one. So I do have it registered with the FAA, but I think I might need to go ahead and try to get that license, that basic license that you need to be able to do all this stuff without getting in trouble. But I don't know how much they're really checking for that out here in St. Louis. They might not really care. S21 Ultra battery life, it's good. It's good. Now it's kind of like, honestly, like battery life on smartphones are all mostly really good. It's been a while since I've used a phone that had crappy battery life, unless it was like a smaller phone or something. But yeah, like because of the way I use my phones, I charge it all the time if I'm not using it. But then on the 9 Pro, the one thing I like, I mean that fast warp charging that it has is insane. Like you can get it from 0 to 50% in just literally a few minutes. So the charging speeds are starting to outweigh maybe even some of the, like if you have issues with overall battery life, because your phone can charge so fast. I mean, you get down to 50%, you need to go somewhere in 10 minutes. You can literally be back up to like 80%. But yeah, that's when Ultra, the battery life is fine. Why did Apple skip the iPhone 7S? I don't know. They kind of go back and forth. They skip. They don't skip. Does the first generation iPhone SE hold up 5 years later? I don't have it. So I can't tell you. I don't remember if it's still getting software updates either, iOS updates. Pretty sure somebody in the chat can say. But yeah. If are you thinking about getting it? I mean, like buying one off a resale, you might as well go with the SE if you can. Thoughts on the purple iPhone? It's another color, Not really my color. I'm not going to go out and get it. I'm not going to rock that purple, but it's another color. There's nothing bad you can say about another color. I'm marking the 9.7 inch iPad 5th gen from 2017. It's still just as fast. Yeah. It just really, like, the only reason why I think you'll be looking at the difference between these new iPads is if you're using apps and things that really push the power of it. But even still, even the apps that are on it, I mean, you don't really see slow now. I think it's really like these new iPads, if you want to get them, is for you're betting on the future of software that is going to come to the iPad Pro. So hopefully we're betting on seeing some better apps, Final Cut, stuff like that on it. But yeah, power-wise, in most smartphones and tablets, most of us don't use maybe 50% of the power that these phones can actually put out on a day-to-day basis. Day-to-day basis, man. Is the Mi 11 Ultra better than the S21 Ultra? I haven't tested out the Mi 11 Ultra just yet. But it's really, I mean, the S21 Ultra, the S Pen support, cameras, I think with the zooming capabilities, like it's really hard. Now the M1, the Mi 11 Ultra, I would think just from taking your phone out, taking a photo from the shots that I've seen, I think it does. Maybe it might be taking the cake from the S21 Ultra and really a lot of other smartphone cameras out there in at least some situations. But I think the S21 Ultra might have just the better all-around camera system when it comes to video quality and different software features and things. But yeah, I haven't tested out that phone yet, but I will be soon. Depends on the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. I think it's good. Touch ID is good. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, it's better than nothing. I definitely want to see like Face ID and stuff come over to the Mac, so that would be great. But yeah, that's at least one step to where we don't have to enter in a freaking passcode and stuff, especially since it doesn't have like, you know, the facial recognition, which is kind of weird. Scott, no, I'm not in the military anymore. I did my time. Favorite matte color? I might go with orange. I might go with orange this one, but I'm more of like a dark colors, you know, black or grays or whatever, space grays and stuff. What happened to my best apps and games videos? Actually, you know what? Yeah, so some of those videos that I used to do a lot, like the what's on my iPhone videos and stuff like that, I will be bringing those back because I do have some really cool apps and things I want to show you guys. So I will be bringing some of those back. How much time has passed since I first saw my Mophie juice pack case for the iPhone 5? Yeah. Greetings from Spain. Thanks. I appreciate that. Ruben. Yeah, Mophie. You know what? I haven't heard a lot about like Mophie juice packs. That shows you just how good the battery life on these phones are. Like back in the day, you needed those things to get through, you know, almost to get through an entire day or if you're going out. So, yeah, I think they're still making them. You still can find those cases out there, but it's been a long time since I've been out and my phone died. It's been a very long time since that's happened to me. But I am using like some of the latest phones. Everybody doesn't buy as many phones or get as many phones as I do. So, should you use the Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus instead of your S10 Plus? I mean, you will see definitely a big upgrade coming from the S10. Now the S10 is still good, still a great phone. The S21 Plus phones cameras just in general are going to like really wow you with that and the display quality that you get with it. But it is a bigger phone though. The one thing I like about the S10 Plus, that was like the last Galaxy S phone before they went with the 11. That was definitely big. But the S10 Plus is definitely, even though it's big, it fits great in your hand. It doesn't take up that much space in your pocket. But the S21, you know what? I'm actually thinking about the S21 Ultra too. You talk about the S21 Plus. But yeah, the S21 Plus is actually, size-wise, it's still not that bad. And actually, I do use the S21 Plus more than I'd use the S21 Ultra because of that size. So yeah, forget everything I was talking about before. I thought you talked about the S21 Ultra. But you will also see some camera improvements with that. I would say, yeah, definitely not as big of a jump if you were going to the S21 Ultra. But I did boot up. I sometimes from time to time I do boot up my older phones. So I did boot up my S10 Plus a few weeks ago, and it did feel sluggish. You know, the Snapdragon processor inside of it just not as snappy as that 888 that the S21 Plus has. So you will see a performance difference, camera difference. So, but yeah, check out Samsung. They have some great trade-in deals. You can probably still get a few $100s for the S10 Plus. You might be able to get like $400 off. So check those out. We have the same setup. If it works for the 2020 MacBook Pro, then I'll sell my 2018 and get the new one. Yeah. You were talking to someone else, but I think I saw that comment before. I got a PS5. If so, thoughts? Yes, I do have the PS5. Okay, so next generation consoles. One thing I will say is that if you're a PC gamer, like I'm a PC gamer, I don't use the new Xbox and the new PlayStation as much as I should be using them, I guess. That's because I have my PC over there that can still give me all around better performance than that. But again, I do have like a 3090 and like I have a really great machine. But so yeah, I'm not really using my consoles as much as I used to. Now, I will say that the PS5, I think their games that they have like Spider-Man and, you know, and those type of games, those kind of, you know, games they have exclusive to their system are great. Like the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and even the original one is so good that it's almost worth the cost of the system by itself. Then also The Last of Us Part Two, and like it has those games that will draw you in, God of War and stuff. But yeah, it's a good system. It's a good system. So if you don't have like a great PC, definitely you should like them. Or if you're not really interested in some of those kind of first party titles for them, you might not be as kind of like excited for them. But if you can get your hands on a PS5, it's great. But you know what? The one thing I will say that I really love about it are the controllers. Like playing Call of Duty and having the different guns, you give you those different feelings is amazing. And so that right there, I want to see that come over to the Xbox controllers. I want to see it come to every controller to have that type of vibration, rumble feedback in the controllers, and the games that take advantage of it. That's like that literally is my favorite part of the PS5, the new DualShock controllers. Oh, DualSense controllers actually. You want a 32-inch iMac? Yeah. 27. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they stick with 27 inches. You know, maybe they might go bigger for the iMac Pro. Which one is better, fingerprint scanner or Face ID for this pandemic time? I would think Face ID if they gave you an option just to be able to use your eyes. You know, say, look, I'm okay with it not being as secure as using my face, but if they had if they were able to put some type of iris scanner or something inside of it, that would be nice. But yeah, definitely right now during the pandemic, since depending on how long we're gonna have to wear masks, having a fingerprint scanner is the best way. Picking up the AirTag accessories. Yeah, I'm picking up. I actually ordered maybe all of them that were on Apple's website. I ordered like 4 things from Apple's website. I forget the actual names of it, but the different tags and stuff. Let me turn on my screensaver again. I need to get like a real video, just to keep back here playing on this, and I will be doing that. But yeah, also I did order some from Moment, and I think it's just Moment. There is another company making some AirTags accessories already. I can't remember the name of them, but yeah, I do have some coming in. What do I do on a daily basis now that I don't make YouTube videos as much? YouTube is now my full-time gig. It's been my main job for the last I don't know, how long has it been? 8 years, 9 years, I don't know, forever. It's been my main thing. Now I've always done, for the most part, I've done something separate. I still have to do like the Army Reserves, or I've done some other ventures on the side. But yeah, YouTube still is my main gig. So surprisingly, I don't upload as much, but I still upload at least once a week. I try to do at least once a week, and I will be increasing my output. But I do Amazon live streams. I've done those. I do some things on Facebook, and I do some things in the background as well that I can't talk about on some of these platforms. But yeah. So on a day-to-day basis, I'm actually managing my YouTube stuff. It's actually, even though I might not be as popping, it still is a lot of work that goes into it. Emails, contracts, all that stuff. So, yeah, I have not heard from any Mophie news either. Know what happened when what was the best? They were the best battery case company. Yeah, they're still around. They still make some good stuff, good portable, battery chargers and stuff. But yeah, the need for battery cases are definitely slipping because the batteries are getting so good. The next generation Nintendo Switch. Okay. All right. So I'm thinking, I'm very curious to what Nintendo does. Now, there have been some rumors that Nintendo and Microsoft are talking about some things. Maybe Game Pass, maybe something else, happening between those two. So that would be big. I think on the software front, that's going to be very curious to see what happens with that. But from a hardware standpoint, I am wanting a little bit more power from the Nintendo Switch. I'm wanting some more power from it. Once that comes, I think we're going to see better experiences with games like Apex Legends. I had high hopes for Apex, and it's just unplayable on the Switch right now. But yeah, and hopefully they do some different things, like the kickstand on the original Switch sucks. So like different things like that, I'm really intrigued by. But yeah, I can't wait for it. No matter what they do with it, I think it's going to be an improvement on the Switch, and I can't wait to see what they do. But I'm very interested to see what they're doing with Microsoft, if they're doing anything with Microsoft, and how that's going to change up the game for mobile gaming. Maybe they put 5G in the Switch. Maybe like something like that would be huge. Sony, what's up? The legend. Oh yeah, it's good to be here. I love these live streams. It's great to talk to you all. Why only 2 ports on the base? Because they want you to upgrade. They want you to spend more money to get more ports. It sucks. But I mean, or at the same time, like again, does the average user need more ports? Like, just think about someone in your family who's not really techie, but they just need a computer at home. Do they need more of those than those 2 ports? I don't know. And if they do, you can get a hub. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those, like, you can always get like a little hub to put on the back of it for a few bucks. But yeah, I think they just want you to pay more. They could have easily done it, I think. What was my favorite Android phone from last year? From 2020? Definitely the Galaxy Z Fold 2. This phone, it's been my baby. So I put my SIM card back into this like 3 weeks ago. I'm always switching out my SIM card, but I put it as my main phone. Like I do put it in some of the new phones that I get. But yeah, this phone is just so cool just to be able to open it up and you have a tablet with you no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. So anytime I travel, no matter what phone I'm using as my main phone, I'm putting my SIM card in this phone because when I'm sitting at the airport or when I'm on a plane for an hour or 2 hour flight, it's just way easier just to open this up and watch a video on it. And I for the first time, like I think a couple of years, like a year ago, like last year, not last year, but the year before last year with the first Galaxy Fold, I didn't take my iPad with me when I traveled because the screen is big enough for me. And now again, if I'm doing like a 4 or 5 hour flight, then yeah, I want a big screen. But if I'm doing like a 90-minute to 2 hour flight, I'm fine with just holding the Fold and just watching a video on it. So easily my favorite phone from last year. And it's a phone that a lot of these phones are very similar. They're different in little ways, but having a foldable phone is just a totally different experience. Every single time I unfold this thing, I get a little tingly feeling in my plums. I get a tingly feeling in my plums. If you know where that's from, you'll laugh. What are my thoughts on a right to repair? So yeah, Linus Tech Tips just did a really good video on this. Rights to repair, I think it's really tough. On one hand, I like the thin devices like we get with the iMac, and I like it. And I'm the type of person that I don't really go into my machines that often, unless it's like my gaming PC. And I don't really go into it that often, maybe once a year to change out the GPU or something. But so me myself, it's not really. I do get the importance of it, but because I'm not really someone who tinkers around on the inside of my products, it's something that doesn't affect me as much. Now, again, I think in the long term of things, not having these companies have a monopoly on how you can get something fixed is not going to be good for anyone. Just in case one day like something does break and I just want to take it to my local shop and they said, look, we can't do it because this company doesn't allow us to do it, or they design it in a way where you can't. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of tough to where do we want to force these companies to do it? All right. What happens with that? How does that really work out? But unfortunately, I think it's getting to the point to where they're designing these things where it's going to be really tough for anyone else besides their specialists to be able to get inside to fix it. So it's a hard trade-off. It's a very hard trade-off. Orange. I'm leaning towards orange. I'm gonna get something colorful, man. Mine as well. 2021 11-inch iPad Pro seems like it is, especially compared to the 12-inch. It's one of those, if you've been holding out for a few years, it'd be a good option for you. But yeah, if you have an iPad Pro that's recent, it's not that attractive of an update. Definitely am, Ruben. iMac so far is too high. Premium 4 times Thunderbolt ports is too high. iMac Pro, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do with the iMac Pro. We'll see what they do with the performance, and if it has we'll see what they do with the display on it and stuff. And we'll definitely see what they do with the port situation. Should Chris Burrow have 1 million subscribers? Let's get him there with the original. Yeah. Dude, I think Chris Perillo was, he was one of my biggest inspirations when I started all of this. I remember watching him on Tech TV back in the day. It was an actual TV channel dedicated to tech that came on cable. It was awesome, and then eventually it turned into, I think, G4 TV after that, and maybe something else. But yeah. So I remember him watching on that. Then I found his live stream, and that was right when I was already like doing some YouTube videos. But that gave he gave like, I watched him on live streaming and stuff like that. That was a big inspiration for me to do that. So yeah, he's awesome. And I think, for some of us who've been doing it so long, the subscriber count, like, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but I really, of course, I would want as many as I can and stuff. But eventually, the main reason why you should be doing YouTube is not for subscribers, not for views, it's not for money. It's because you want to. It's because you want to, because you want to do it, you like it. That should always be your main reason. And this YouTube game, man, it's waves, it's ups and downs. Even some of the top YouTubers, you don't really see their views growing as much, even though they have millions. But they've set a foundation, and they feel really good at what they're doing. And YouTube is sometimes, it just depends on timing. It depends on a lot of different things. So, yeah, so it's one of those things where we'll see. Like, I've seen a lot of people come and go on this. It's tough. It's brutal. But definitely not the hardest job I've ever had, but definitely the busiest, especially with tech. Yeah, I've seen some of his videos. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he hasn't done anything yet on the new iMacs. Do I think there will be no notes? I'm assuming series this year. We'll see. We'll see. There are rumors that the Z Fold 3 will be getting S Pen support. So that, I mean, it depends on the pricing. So if the Z Fold 3 gets S Pen support, but if they keep it around the same price as the Z Fold 2, that's gonna be like $2,000, right? So that's still out of the range for even Galaxy Note owners. So we'll see. And especially since you can use the S Pen on like the S21 Ultras and stuff. So we'll see. I do think eventually the Note series will be phased out, but it might not happen for a couple of years or so. What's the worst smartphone I've used? I honestly, the worst one that I've used, I don't remember. It would have been the Hydrogen Red phone if I actually would have got that. I was about to get it, but then I was like, I don't know. So that it would have been that one. But honestly, I can't think of a phone that just pissed me off when I was using it. I mean, I had issues with like the iPhone 3GS. It was either the iPhone 3G or the 3GS, and that was more just network issues and things like that. So that sucked. But yeah, I don't know. My expectations for phones are kind of, I do look at the price. I look at all those things. It's been a while since I used a phone that just like pissed me off. So I really honestly can't give that. But the most frustrated I've been maybe is for like the iPhone 3G launch. I think it was the 3G launch where the network just couldn't handle it. I couldn't get it activated. It sucked. Oh yeah, Casey is a legend, man. And what he did in freaking 2 years, 3 years was monumental. That grind was real. Do I think the 12.9-inch, I'm assuming iPad will have good portability? I'm coming from the Mini, and I don't want it to be too bulky. It's a big tablet. Now, bulky? No, it's thin. It's going to be thin, but it's big. So it depends on like how you're using your tablet. If you like to do one-handed use where you're just sitting down somewhere, it might be a little bit too big for that. It's definitely one of those like you're going to want to maybe have like a stand or a case that has a built-in stand for it. So it's not heavy, nothing like that, but it is a big kind of surface area for it. But yeah, that's why like sometimes the Mac Mini may be a better option for people, or the regular iPad. It depends on how you use it. On the moon, oh yeah, we're gonna be on the moon soon. It was a good little run we had a few days ago. What was the name of that bad Microsoft phone that was a circle slider? I can picture what you're talking about. I don't remember the name. We need the Mr. Mobile in here. We need Michael Fisher to let us know. You said the audio is kind of low. Is the audio low for you all? Actually, I'll need to get up and go do it. You remember me on Vocal? Yeah, Vocal was fun. Vocals are great. That was my best live streaming experience. It was a great platform. It was awesome. All right, how long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for 90 minutes. All right, so I'm about to wrap this up. All right, so I was only going to do like 40 minutes or an hour, but it was so fun to be able to answer y'all questions. And it's been a long time since I've been streaming here, so I appreciate every single one of you all coming out. I really appreciate the support over these years. And yeah, look, we ain't done yet. Soldier Knows Best isn't done yet. Have some things I want to work on and get better and fine tune. Any suggestions? I definitely welcome them to hit me up on any platform, Twitter, Instagram, on here, whatever. Yeah, it's been a great time. It's been a great time on here, and I will see you soon. More live streams coming, and I will hopefully do this type of Apple stream after the Apple event next time and not wait a few days. But yeah, so I have a video on the Microsoft Surface Laptop 4 coming. For some reason, YouTube won't process the video, so I was trying to upload that earlier today, so stay tuned for that. I might try to upload that tomorrow or Monday. But yeah, I got some more stuff coming in. OnePlus Watch. I'm about to unbox this bad boy and start using it for a week or so and see how it is. And I got to be careful. Some of this stuff is embargoed. I don't want to show you too much, but yeah, I got some good stuff coming for you. So yeah, let me know what other videos that you want to see as well. I know someone mentioned the top iPhone apps or my, what's on my iPhone videos and stuff like that. I want to get back to doing some of those things that you guys, know and love. So definitely give me those suggestions and things like that. So anyway, I'm getting ready to wrap up here. I'm going to film this video on the OnePlus Watch, and then a lot of good UFC fights coming on tonight. I can't wait. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm talking too long. Thanks, everyone. Ben, everyone here, Top Tech Geek, Dame Fame, Scoop, Deepak, Ruben, all of you all. I'm out of here. Peace. I'll catch you next time.